You're listening to Small Business Conversations with PKJ Podcast, where your host, Phyllis Johnson of PKJ Consulting, interviews entrepreneurs and small business owners on their passion, their knowledge, and their journey they took to start and grow their business. This podcast is meant to inspire, inform, and empower others interested in becoming successful. Are you ready to start on your own journey to success?
Greetings and welcome to episode 1 of Small Business Conversations with PKJ. I am your host, Phyllis Johnson, CEO and owner of PKJ Consulting, an accounting and consulting company located in Las Vegas, Nevada. I started my business almost 4 years ago after working in a multitude of other small businesses, including a telecommunications company, real estate, storage company, and more. As a little girl growing up in Oakland, California, I would always see mom and pop stores that would open and then close quickly. As I got older and started doing research, I realized that it was never because the person wasn't an excellent cook at their restaurant or that they couldn't sew well at their clothing store. It was because they were so busy trying to run their business that all the accounting and operational items weren't being handled properly. Not tracking your numbers will lead to the IRS shutting you down. Hiring the wrong employee leads to lawsuits. Forgetting to simply refile your business license will cause you to be out of compliance. As I got older, I realized I had a passion for truly wanting to help those business owners. So I went to Pepperdine University, where I obtained my bachelor's in business administration with a focus on accounting and finance. I then went to UNLV and earned my MBA with the focus on entrepreneurship, new venture management. Along the way, I also became professional and human resources certified, an authorized IRS tax preparer, certified in all things Microsoft, including Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint, and also received my QuickBooks Pro Advisor certification. If there's a training or certification that can help me, I'm all in. As I was working in corporate America over the years, I always had side projects such as managing the books for a company or two, preparing tax returns, or providing consulting on business startup and growth. In 2014, I had planned to go full force into working for myself as I was working remotely for a company in Utah as an accounting and HR manager. But they were outgrowing the need for a remote employee and needed someone in the office. The CEO wanted me to move there with my family. And as much as I love to go and see places, Utah wasn't going to become my home. So I left there with the intent to start my company, but just as many of us do, self-doubt settles in and I accepted another position less than a month later. The job pretty much fell into my lap. I interviewed late Tuesday and started the next day. I have been working from home so long that I still recall on that first day of work, I had on baggy black pants from when I was in the process of losing my baby weight from my daughter. I got off work that first day and immediately went shopping. In the first 5 months there, I received 4 promotions, 5 raises, and quite a few bonuses. I became a little bit of everything: the accounting department, HR, IT, sales manager, marketing assistant, you name it, I had a hand in it. It was an all-in training for an entrepreneur like myself. After 5 months of being there, I was learning a lot, but I wasn't excited about the company, and I was severely missing my daughter. I was going into the office around 7:30 in the morning and not getting home until sometimes well after she went to bed. In February of 2015, the owner and I respectfully parted ways. I told him about my dream to start my business, and he told me go for it. He had followed his dream to move to America to start his company and didn't want to hold anyone back from starting theirs. I made a decision that day to hold on to my final paycheck for 6 months, and if I could make enough money, I would cash it and keep going, or simply go back into the workplace. Next January will be my 4th year in business. PKJ Consulting was created with the goal to help entrepreneurs start and grow their business. I wanted to help clients focus on their passion while assisting them with taking care of all their operational needs, specifically accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and HR. Over time, there was a realization that my clients needed more: consulting. They didn't just need task-oriented items, they also needed strategic and management consulting. They needed a person to discuss their goals with to make sure they were on the right path. PKJ Consulting grew to helping startups, including business plans, funding assistance, accountability coaching, and more. There was a realization that PKJ was helping 1 or 2 clients at a time over a few months, but I wanted to help more people on a larger platform without the restriction of a zip code. I loved hearing about the passion behind why a person started a business. the knowledge that they obtain to start and continue their company, and ultimately the journey that they are on. I want to help them realize their goals and dreams. Something that always has helped me along the way is listening to podcasts. They're inspirational, inspiring, helpful, and educational. I've learned so much from listening to podcasts in my car driving, during my morning routine, at the gym, at the airport, anywhere. That's the great thing about podcasts. You can listen to them anywhere, anytime. Because I was so inspired, my thoughts began to lead to also creating a podcast where I could interview other entrepreneurs and small business owners so that they could be inspired, educated, and empowered as I have. And this is how Small Business Conversations with PKJ was born. On this podcast, you will also learn about everyone's PKJ, their passion, knowledge, and journey, just like I share with you today. No two stories are ever the same. I want to be able to teach others and also have a place where others can grow their business by speaking on my podcast. Maybe you want to be a blogger and aren't sure how to get started. My podcast will help with that. Maybe you already have an e-commerce store and want to learn more about marketing. My podcast will help with that. The goal is to create a community, help and reach out to others so that we can all grow and succeed. Besides their passion, knowledge, and journey, I plan to speak with my guests about their business, but also some of their favorites. For example, my favorite podcast is Entrepreneur on Fire by John Dumas. I love this podcast because I learned so many software programs that he discussed. I've learned so many tips about other entrepreneurs that keep me motivated. One of my favorite software programs is QuickBooks. Everyone thinks QuickBooks is just for accounting, but it can also assist with marketing, human resources, operations, and more. I'll also talk to the interviewees about their favorite website. My favorite website, well, besides my own www.pkj Consulting, shameless plug, insanely enough, is YouTube. I go there to learn how to use a program or create a post or start a podcast. And sometimes, hey, I like to zone out and watch a little bit of Ratchet TV. You really can't be business 24 hours a day. When I travel, I'll go on YouTube and research some places to go, as I was in London for literally 6 hours last year, and my friend and I hopped off a plane and ran through the streets during our layover to South Africa. I learned this was possible via watching YouTube videos. I'll also ask people about their favorite book. What's mine? Well, honestly, I don't have one. I could say all the cliche books like Think and Grow Rich, The Lean Startup, or some of the newer ones such as The Art of Giving a You-Know-What, but in reality, I like to read them all. My favorite book really is my Kindle subscription, where I get to download up to 10 books at a time. Sometimes I want to read about Instagram marketing, tax laws, LLC versus S Corp. I like to read a little bit of everything so I can always stay knowledgeable. I probably read at least 40 to 50 books a year, so it's hard to just pick one. But one thing I realize is asking people this question will expose others to something they may not have read, or maybe wouldn't even associate with their business. Ultimately, I'm looking forward to going along this ride with my interviewees and my listeners. So I thank you in advance for listening. And if you ever want to reach out to me, there are quite a few platforms to do so. All you got to do is Google PKJ Consulting. You can reach me at pkjconsulting.com, info@PKJ, podcast@pkjconsulting.com, or go to the podcast website at www.pkjpodcast.com. I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So I look forward to growing this journey with you. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Small Business Conversations with PKJ. Want to learn more or listen to prior episodes? Go to pkjpodcast.com. Please tune in to the next episode where we will interview another amazing guest on their passion, knowledge, and journey to success.